Hi, and welcome back. I'm Dr. Patrick Kingstep, and what I'd like to do is to talk to you today about forgiveness, what it is, and how we can forgive. Now I'm going to begin this video on forgiveness by quoting one of Oprah Winfrey's favorite quotes. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could be any different. I want you to really think about that statement for a moment and the meaning behind it. Giving up the hope the past could be any different. To me, it has a strong element of letting go, releasing, coming face to face with reality, relinquishing the hold, setting yourself free, and giving up the notion that your past is changeable. Much is written about forgiveness and the benefits of such, but forgiveness is often misunderstood. Many people believe that forgiveness involves forgetting, and this is not the case. You do not need to try to forget what someone has done or condone it, but you can still forgive them. So now let's look at a definition of forgiveness. Now, people whom have rationally determined that they have been unfairly treated forgive when they willfully abandon resentment and related responses to which they have the right, and attempt to respond to the wrongdoer based on a moral principle of beneficence, which may include compassion, unconditional self-worth, generosity, and moral love, to which the wrongdoer, by nature of the hurtful act or acts, has no right. This definition involves choosing and a willingness to let go of resentment to create forgiveness. It also involves responding to the person whom hurt you with a sense of compassion and generosity. Now let's discuss what forgiveness is not. It's not mercy or pardoning, condoning or excusing, reconciling, justifying, forgetting, balancing scales, letting time heal the wound, abandoning resentment, saying, "I forgive you," a quick fix, accepting what happened, moving on, saying, "I have the satisfaction of not letting the person get to me," or letting the other person know how much they owe me. Perhaps, let's now talk about what unforgiveness is. I'm going to talk through a scenario for you involving a giant hook, like a fish hook. And I want you to imagine what I'm saying using imagery. Unforgiveness is like being on a giant hook, and next to you on the hook is the person who has hurt you in some way. Imagine the hook like it's very painful, and wherever you go, so does the hook and the person who hurt you. The only way you can get off the hook is to allow the person that hurt you off first. And the cost of not allowing this person off the hook is perhaps a lifetime of unhappiness. Now, it's an intense image, isn't it? But also quite, I think, accurate. When we do not forgive, we somehow fuse ourselves with the person who has hurt us. And this can involve ruminating about what they've done over and over again. Now, Catherine Ponder, she captured this in a quote. Now, when you hold resentment towards another, you're bound to that person or condition by an emotional link that is stronger than steel. Forgiveness is the only way to dissolve that link and get free. And I think this is the main message of forgiveness. Letting yourself free. Not freeing the other person, but allowing yourself to move forward and break free from the chains, from the hook. Sometimes not forgiving someone can feel like justice. I will never forgive them. They will pay for what they've done. But often, sadly, it is this person that pays on an emotional, physical, and spiritual level, while the other person just gets on with their life. So what is this process of moving towards forgiveness? How do you actually start to put it into action? Now, I think there's 5 steps you can start with that will help you. And the first is acknowledge the anger and the hurt caused by clearly identified specific offenses. Bar revenge and any thought of inflicting harm as repayment or punishment to the offender. Consider the offender's perspective. Try to understand his or her attitude and behavior. Decide to accept the hurt without unloading it on the offender. Passing it back and forth magnifies it. And E is extend compassion and goodwill to the offender. That releases the offended from the offense. Now, I know this can be very difficult for some issues, for some people, but it can also be a very rewarding next phase in our own personal growth, is allowing that offender or that offense off the hook so that you can also remove yourself from the hook and the pain that is attached to this. Now, thanks very much for watching, and I do trust this has been useful. I know this can be a very difficult process to work through when we know and we feel that we've been wronged. But I do hope this has been a useful first step in your journey to forgiveness. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make any comments, suggestions. I'd love to hear your impressions. Thanks very much. Mindfully yours. Bye for now.